acquisition of knowledge through experience, both there in the world and here inwardly, requires time. That is what we have been programmed. You're following? Are we understanding each other a little bit? And yeah. So, being programmed, the time is necessary to bring about a deep fundamental change in the human structure. We employ thought, right? Which is, I am this, I shall be that. As you would say in the technical world, I do not know how to put together a computer, but I will learn. Right? So time, knowledge, memory, thought, they are single unit. They are not separate activities, they are single movement. And thought, being of time, must be limited. Right? Thought, the outcome of knowledge, and knowledge being incomplete, thought must everlastingly be incomplete. Therefore limited. Right? And whatever is limited must bring about conflict. Nationality is limited. A religious belief is limited. An experience which you have had or which you are longing for is limited. Every experience, I don't want to go into that for the moment, it's too complex. Every experience must be limited. Why? Because there are more experiences. I may have an experience sexual, the experience of possession of wealth, the experience of giving up and going to a monastery. They're all limited. So knowledge is limited. And so thought is limited. Thought, being limited, creating problems, national divisions, economic divisions, religious divisions, racial divisions, which is happening in the world, and therefore bringing tremendous conflict. And having created the problem, thought says, I must solve it. And so it is always functioning in the resolution of problems. You understand? I wonder if you picture this. See what we are doing. And the computer, which has been programmed, can outstrip all of us because it's no problems. It evolves, learns, moves. I won't go into that for the moment. So, our consciousness, which we have been programmed as the individual consciousness, right? We are questioning whether that consciousness which you have accepted as individual is actually individual at all. We are thinking together. Don't resist it. Don't say, what will happen if I'm not an individual? Something totally different may happen. But as long as we have been programmed through time endless that we are individual, our consciousness is individual. Is that so? You may have a skillful individual training in a particular trade, in a particular profession. You may be a surgeon, a doctor, an engineer, and so on. That doesn't make you an individual. You may be tall, short, black, white, purple, whatever color it is. That doesn't make you individual. You may have a different name, different form. Does that make individuality? Or the acceptance, the brain that has through time said I am an individual, and it is my desire to fulfill, to become, to struggle. So we are examining that so-called individual consciousness, which is yours. Whether that individual consciousness is not the consciousness of the entire humanity, apart from the training as a doctor, as a surgeon, as a, all that. You've got. Is our consciousness, your consciousness, which you have accepted as separate, is it so? And what is the nature of your consciousness? Please, as we said, look at it together. The consciousness that we think is separate from the rest of mankind, that consciousness is the sensory responses, part of it, sensory responses. And also, those sensory responses are naturally, necessarily programmed. To defend oneself, to be hungry, to breathe unconsciously, you are doing this. So that biologically, you are programmed. Then, the content of your consciousness is the many hurts, the wounds that one has received from childhood till now. The many forms of guilt. I'm beginning slowly. We are going to expand it. The various conclusions, ideas, imaginary certainties, the many experiences, both sensory, sexual, other forms of psychological experiences. And there is always the basis, the root of fear,